take you quickly through that. Again, rash, current, a history of a rash, or family history of rash. All these requirements are scored, and you have to score 3 or more. And it's somewhat arbitrary, I know, but it helps you to appreciate that there is now a broadening definition of psoriatic arthritis. People are still struggling with the definition because of the heterogeneity of the disease, because of spinal involvement, because of the different patterns of joint involvement. And the final definition that will suit clinical trials into which you can incorporate all these different groups is ongoing. The European Spondyloarthritis Group, as I've already indicated, have actually adopted psoriatic arthritis within their definition of spondyloarthritis. But as I said, it really isn't that simple. But it's interesting, the psoriatic arthritis of dactylitis can be a feature of inflammatory bowel disease. So there is this overlap. And spinal involvement, of course, you all recognize. But it isn't ankylosing spondylitis as we know it, as I'll show you in a moment. So here's a patient with psoriasis who's got a monoarthritis. And here are some other different patterns: polyarthritis, sausage toe, polyarthritis with distal interphalangeal joint involvement, nail involvement, now an important part of the Caspar definition of psoriatic arthritis. So even if there's no rash, this can be part of the definition. I've already made some reference to the bony changes, which can be parts of the picture of arthritis mutilans, and it's quite striking. The erosions can resemble those of rheumatoid disease. It's one of the conditions that can also cause resorption of the distal tufts. You can't see it terribly well here, but that can happen to the fingers and the toes, along with leprosy and scleroderma, psoriatic arthritis. Here's a dactylitis. It's a patient with polyarthritis and nail involvement. I mentioned enthesitis. This is an MRI, and this is a patient with rheumatoid arthritis. This is a patient with psoriatic symptoms, and these little arrows indicate an MRI showing evidence of enthesitis around the joint, which you simply don't see in rheumatoid disease. Spinal involvement, often cervical prominence, and the spine is frequently affected without sacroiliitis. So it's not like ankylosing spondylitis, really. Syndesmophytes, when they occur, look quite distinctive. They're not like those of ankylosing spondylitis. Here's a patient with severe psoriasis, rigid spine. He actually has sacroiliitis. You see he's also got ankylosis of the spine. Here's another patient. Incidentally, this disease is worldwide. Psoriasis is found in all racial groups. This is one of the distinctive features about the ankylosis when it arises. The ankylosis tends to look a little bit like dish. The bridging osteophytes, if that's what you call it, the bridging syndesmophytes are thick, and they're often separated from the vertebral bodies. It's quite a distinctive appearance because this ossification, and that's exactly what it is taking place within the ligament, the anterior ligament of the spine. It can arise in any pattern of psoriasis, which is fascinating. You know, why? Here's a patient with psoriasis in its most common manifestation.